How's it going, everyone? And in this video, I get to talk about an RPG that I am incredibly excited about. And you know what? I think over the course of the next year, some of you guys are gonna get upset at how much I talk this game up. And who knows if it even ends up turning out to be great. But you know what? From its game reveal and what they are already doing in terms of promoting and talking about the game, it is such a breath of fresh air in comparison to a lot of the other reveals and a lot of the other titles. I'm not saying Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is exclusive in that regard, in its game promotion, in its reveal, but we've seen so much nonsense recently in recent gaming history that the fact that they revealed Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and then they also are now following it up with more information with a lengthy PlayStation blog post. By the way, the game was revealed at the Xbox showcase. Now we have a lengthy post on the PlayStation blog. I think that's pretty cool. The game will be a Game Pass title, I believe, but nevertheless, it's a game that I uploaded a video on it right when the game was announced, and I was blown away by the reveal of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Here is another game that should be studied. This is a case study on how you take a game that is a new IP, new studio, nobody knew what the hell it is about, and immediately the people that saw the trailer are excited about it. The people that have heard about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 are incredibly captivated by it and have a level of interest in the game because that promotion was handled properly, and I'll talk more about that at the end of this video. But Sandfall Interactive is highlighting reactive turn-based mechanics, Japanese RPG inspirations, and stylish graphics for the RPG coming in 2025. Obviously, when we're talking about an RPG, a turn-based RPG even, that's immediately going to personally get my interest, but let's talk more about it. As noted on the PlayStation blog, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is an upcoming RPG and the first release from French development team Sandfall Interactive. Let me reiterate that again. The first release from French development team Sandfall Interactive, and people already have vested interest in this game based on the fact that we had a well put together trailer. Maybe that's something Concord and Firewalk Studios and PlayStation could have taken into account when they revealed Concord with the Burger trailer. And it's just not that. Fair Game is the exact same thing, but I digress. The game's unique design combines fantasy and the French historical period of Belle Epoque. Currently, the stylish game is slated for a 2025 release on PS5. That is another element I am incredibly excited about. Now, they do note currently the stylish game is slated for a 2025 release on PS5. The fact that the game says currently scheduled for 2025, I don't know if the author knows a little bit more than we do as far as this game potentially being pushed back, but when I talked about this game, I said that I could easily see this game getting pushed into 2026. But at the very least, they revealed the game, had a captivating trailer, great sound selection with said trailer, and they at least gave us a release window, which you don't. We just saw Lost Soulside gameplay, you guys, and that game still doesn't have a release window like a decade later. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, first game from a new studio, new IP, big budget title by the looks of it. And right off the rip, we are getting a release window that isn't eons away. Round of applause for that as well. The PlayStation blog also notes, to get a deeper dive into what's going on into this promising game, the author spoke with founder and creative director at Sandfall Interactive about the game's unique approach to classic turn-based RPG gameplay, classic inspirations, and even the unique game title itself. And noting what's in a name, Clair Obscur refers to a real-world artistic and cultural movement in France in the 17th and 18th century. It influenced the game's artistic direction and also refers to the overarching world of the game. Expedition 33 reflects the expedition group led by protagonist Gustave to destroy the Paintress. The members of Expedition 33 are the protagonists of the game, and players will get to know each member of the expedition in their journey. For years, the Paintress has painted a number of her monolith and erased everyone of that age in an event known as the Gommage, and each year a new expedition ventures out to try to destroy her and stop this curse cycle. Other characters such as the Mage Loon, the General Warrior Seal, and the Young Explorer Male are also part of the team, and you'll be learning a lot more about them throughout the entirety of the game. Respecting the classics, there hasn't really been any attempt at making a turn-based RPG with high-fidelity graphics for a good while. That is very, very true. you know, Persona is probably the turn-based RPG that gets the most notoriety these days as far as a JRPG franchise goes, but Persona has its aesthetic style. This one actually looks like a technically impressive, in terms of modern standards, game with a turn-based RPG style. There are games that, for example, the Thaumaturge, I think visually has a cool aesthetic to it, but I wouldn't say it's technically blow-away and at the scale of a Clair Obscur. Clair Obscur looks like a big-budget AAA title with a turn-based RPG gameplay style. At Sandfall Interactive, we all have a love for JRPGs like Final Fantasy, the Tales series, Lost Odyssey, shout out to Lost Odyssey, and Persona with its awesome UI, rhythm, and dynamic camera. We all have a lot of nostalgia and love for these kinds of games, but also want to see something fresh done with the genre, which is incredibly exciting because turn-based, I think there's a lot of nostalgic attachment towards the genre, but innovating it, I am incredibly excited to see what they can do with that, especially at this level of a scale. In terms of narrative, we also took inspiration from a French novel called La Horde du Contrevent, which is a fantasy novel that I've probably butchered the pronunciation of, about a group of explorers traveling the world. In general, stories about venturing into the unknown despite incredible risks, like the anime manga Attack on Titan, have always been very appealing to me. Yeah, Attack on Titan was very appealing to me until the colossal disaster that was the ending, but I will say I kind of fell out of love with Attack on Titan once the third season kind of wrapped up. I was a manga reader as well, but the third season from a narrative standpoint, after that, I was kind of checked out as far as the direction they took. Let's not get into a diatribe about Attack on Titan. One thing that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is doing differently is the implementation of real-time elements into turn-based combat, which when I saw the initial trailer, immediately stood out for me, noting we were inspired by action games like the Souls series, Devil May Cry, and Nier, and their rewarding gameplay was something we wanted to bring into a turn-based setting. When you play those games, you have to learn the attacks, timing, and weakness for each enemy encounter, and we wanted to translate that challenge into a new genre. Continuing, the battle system is what we call reactive turn-based. You can take time during battles to establish your strategies, but during the enemy's turn, you'll have to react in real time to dodge, jump, or parry enemies to trigger a powerful counterattack. You'll also be able to increase the effectiveness of your skills by mastering attack rhythms. Players will also be rewarded for their skill. It's even possible to do a no damage run if you master all the enemy's patterns. I keep thinking about ways to make turn-based more engaging. The attack rhythm system is a mix of different inspirations. We wanted to make something fast-paced to fit the vision of what we had for battle. As soon as I finished the first prototype of the defense system, I knew it was something special. Rounding things out, it was noted, I'd say dodging and parrying are the most common things that players will need to get grips with as they play. The timing is pretty important, but the payoff is always really rewarding. Also, you can aim your ranged weapons at enemies, hitting exposed weak points to do some extra damage. For example, Expedition 33 features some huge boss battles too that'll really put players' skills to the test. And just like any great RPG, you can also build your character to take advantage of different things in battle, including these real-time tactics mechanics. We're all looking forward to players finding out more about how the game feels as we work towards the game's launch next year. We're glad to see so many fans are excited for the world of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. As our first title, we're thrilled with the reception we've seen so far, and we can't wait to show more in the lead up to the launch next year. Alright, so there you go with that new information about the game, which I think is shaping up quite nicely. Incredibly captivated by the turn-based battle system and how they're trying to implement new things. At the end of the day, this is the first title from a new studio, and it's a big budget game. We're not going to know how the game is actually going to turn out until we get our hands on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in 2025. You know what? Maybe the game won't turn out to be great, but what is the point of doing these PlayStation blog points? What is the point of the founder and creative director doing this interview? What is the point of game trailers? What is the point of all of this? It is to promote. You want to get the word out about a game. You want to get excitement generated for a video game. You want to have a trailer like this showcased, and then people like me go ahead and tell our friends about it. Drop it in our Discord page, which is exactly what I did with Expedition 33. You think I did that with the Concord Burger trailer? You think I did that with Fair Game? Both new IPs, new studios. Nobody gave a rat's ass about those games. With Expedition 33, they did a reveal trailer and people were actually excited about the game. That's how you do it. This is how you promote a video game, especially one from a new IP and a new studio. And I just cannot be happier with how this game's promotion has been handled. I get that every situation is different. It was very advantageous for a Sony to reveal Wolverine when they did, even if it was 5-6 years before it was gonna come out, because they needed people to get excited about the PS5 lineup. I get that Bethesda needed to reveal Elder Scrolls 6 with no gameplay because Elder Scrolls already has a name attached to it, and there was an element of misleading the consumer because that game they knew was still a decade out, but they also knew that they were gonna be promoting a lot of live service projects, and they wanted to have that illusion that Bethesda was still doing what Bethesda is known for, and they are, but it's just you're gonna get one game every 8 years. That's the difference now. Expedition 33, on the other hand, in this situation in a vacuum, it's just been handled expertly. I can't say whether or not the game is gonna be good. That's impossible for me to do, but in terms of game promotion, in terms of getting somebody like me that is so jaded when it comes to video games a lot of the times excited for a video game, they've done that magnificently. And you look at the reception, you look at the comment section on any Expedition 33 video, on the trailer that they put out, it's all people being incredibly excited for it. Just round of applause for Sandfall and whoever handled all of this, because they've done a fantastic job so far. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and this is an RPG to look out for in 2025. Goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.